Good morning, and thank you for joining us for Focus on South Texas. The Tobin Center for the Performing Arts brings world-class artists and hosts free events throughout the year. Behind the scenes, the Tobin Center is supporting working artists with 108 Productions. Here to tell us more is Creative and Resident Relations Director Rick Fredrick and President and CEO of the Tobin Center for the Performing Arts, Michael Fresher. Welcome to the show. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah.
Well, Michael, first off, the Tobin Center is more than just a venue. Tell us how the organization is uplifting the cultural life right here in San Antonio.
So in our 12 years that we've been in existence, I think we've become the epicenter of the performing arts in San Antonio. We're the only nonprofit theater of our size in the city. And so with that comes some responsibility to give back to the community in terms of cultural arts, access to the arts, work opportunities for artists here in San Antonio, and then providing, a world-class performance space for our 5 resident companies.
Tell us a little bit about how did 108 Productions start?
So we were the only performing arts center, or one of the only performing arts centers in the country that didn't close during the pandemic. We had the technology to stay open. But one of the problems we had was we couldn't get acts. We couldn't get any shows. Nobody was touring. And so it occurred to us that if we had our own production company, we could not only be putting shows on and being open, but we could also give local artists work. So I turned to Rick, who was kind of our man on the spot on that, and I said, let's put together a company that makes me laugh, makes me think, makes me cry. Don't sing to me. We have enough, musicals in town. But tell me a story. And Rick ran with that.
I love that. And Rick, there's also an upcoming production, I understand, that's happening on January 26th. Tell us about what audiences can expect for the Realistic Joneses.
Yes, the Realistic Joneses is a great story. It is a story that's been brought to us by an artist in town, Stacy Connolly, who is a director. Brought it to me to look at. And in fact, we have a portal on our website where people can submit plays that are interesting to them. And on the 26th is an industry night reading. So it's a one-night event. We get together, we read the play. The bar opens at 6, the play reading's at 7. And then the bar stays open and we stay and talk about the work. So it's a really great way of connecting artists and audience members who are interested in this work but maybe haven't seen it before, or maybe it's a little risky to put on, or it may be not quite familiar, but it's a way for us to look at the play and then talk about it. And the audience can tell us, no, I don't like that. Or I would prefer if you did plays that address this. And it's a way for us to build dialogue in the community and then build a company that is based on the interests and tastes and culture that exists in San Antonio. And so it's unique to our city and our community. So we do 4 of those a year, and then we have 3 main stage shows. And the readings help inform what we put on the main stage.
I see. And that is so interesting and unique, because sometimes you watch a production and you have questions afterwards, and you kind of go home like, okay.
Well, hopefully you do have questions. Hopefully, like you say, it's something that entertains you, but it also is something that gets you thinking, gets you talking, that lasts longer than the curtain, and also that connects us as a community. I think that's the magic of live theater. It's not only the opportunity to tell stories or bring people out to entertain them, it's to connect them. And that has been the biggest reward.
I love that. And speaking about, connection, Rick and Michael, what are some of the ways the Tobin Center is bringing arts to the whole community?
Sure. Right.
Well, access is important, and familiarity is really important. We want the Tobin to be a place that people feel comfortable coming to. And so we have a series of events throughout the year. We have Wellness at the Tobin that happens every Saturday morning. So it's an opportunity to come and dance, to learn salsa, or to do yoga, or meditation. And there's something that happens every Saturday that's free, and it's an interaction that that is an introduction to the building as a space that's welcoming. We have cinema on the plaza, on Will's Plaza. That's been really successful. I think we've been doing that since we opened, and it's now on Saturdays, the second Saturdays of every month, where on Will's Plaza, on the Riverwalk, giant TV screen built in, great food at affordable prices, and it's just a lovely way of connecting. And then we have our markets. We just had a holiday market that was lovely, and we try to think of new things and activations that open the space up to folks.
Right, and I'm sure, Rick, that's probably, looking forward into the new year and beyond, that is probably something that's on top of mind for you, as far as, how do we grow, how do we build, how do we expand, and how do we keep things going?
Sure. One of the things that we do is we have various ticket access programs for the community. So not everybody can afford the tickets. Because the ticket prices are what they are. And so we have a program called Charlie Seats that's underwritten by Susan Naylor, who is a big supporter of the Tobin. And we provide free tickets or discounted tickets to children, first responders, teachers, military, a whole litany of different groups that can go to our website. They can sign up to be notified when those tickets become available. Because in addition to the 100 free events we do every year, we also do another 400 ticketed events a year. And we want people to be able to have access to those as well.
I love that. And Rick, speaking about, kind of the future, what's in store for the new year and the future of 108 Productions?
Oh, so many things. So very excited. Actually, we just started rehearsal for our first show in 2026. Okay. It'll open on February 11th, and it is The Glass Menagerie, which is a great classic play by Tennessee Williams, and it's everybody's favorite. But when you read what Tennessee Williams has written about the play, it's magic. It's a dream play, and so we're just excited to kind of delve deeply into it and discover new things and how it affects us. So we had our first rehearsal, and the set designer turned to me and said, "Oh my gosh, this is such a strong cast." And I'm like, "Yeah," and they all live here.
Wow, that's absolutely amazing. And, so many things going on. Rick, you mentioned, with the free events and the shows and the productions. And what is the best way for those interested in going to a production or going to a free event? How do they find out what's happening at the Tobin?
There is a great resource, which is tobincenter.org, which lists everything that's happening in the building. And that includes our national tours, all of our resident companies, 100 Days events are in there, and any publicly ticketed rentals will be happening. There's so many things happening all the time, and it's constantly scrolling. And we have series that we put in as we build out a year. But if something's coming to town and we can grab it and we think that San Antonio is going to love it, we will put it on.
Absolutely.
I love it. Well, Rick, Michael, thank you so much for being on the show.